If you've been wanting to know whether now is the time to buy, sell, or wait, this video is for you. Welcome to the Jacksonville housing market update for September 2025. We've got a ton of stuff going on down here in Northeast Florida. Interest rates are starting to drop. We finally got below 6.5%, so we'll be talking about what that means. And then on top of that, inventory levels have climbed back up to 7,000 in active listings, which is the highest we've seen in years. So what does all this mean for prices, buyers, and sellers heading into the fall? Well, in this update, we're going to be breaking it all down. If you are new to this channel, my name is Steven, your Northeast Florida guide, and every month I break down the numbers so that you can make smarter, more confident decisions in this market. Now, let's go ahead and dive into this market update report. So for this market report, we'll be focusing solely on single-family homes in the counties of Nassau County, St. Johns County, and of course, Duval County. All the numbers in this market report comes directly from Real MLS, which is the official MLS for Northeast Florida. All right, so what we'll cover. Now, the first thing we'll be taking a look at are these 4 key market indicators to see what exactly is going on here in Jacksonville and its surrounding areas. And you know me, I love to look at the numbers, and so the numbers are the key indicators, not the news headline. We use the same exact numbers every single month to go into depth on what is exactly going on here in Northeast Florida. All right, so first up, we have active inventory. Now, active inventory will show us how many single-family residential homes are currently available for sale on the market right now. And this will be a key supply and demand indicator. So as of August 2024, our active inventory levels were right at around 6,500. In March 2025, this number had jumped up a little bit to 6,829. And then as of right now, we have jumped up just a little bit and are hovering right above 7,000, which is the highest we've seen in years. So for any of you buyers out there, this means that you have a lot more choices and options today than you've had in a long time. So definitely take advantage of it while you can. And this is a 8.4% jump compared to last year. However, here is the wild card. If the feds do end up cutting rates this month and mortgage rates start to ease up, we could see demand pick back up and active inventory levels start to come back down. So that is something we'll be watching within these next few months. Next up, we have median home price. Now, the median home price is basically the midpoint of all homes sold in a given month, meaning half of the homes sold for more and half of the homes sold for less. So as of last year, our median sales price was at $401,320. In March 2025, this number had gone down to $380,000. And then now in August 2025, this number had jumped back up to $415,000, which is close to the highest we've been all year. And compared to last year, this time around last year, it's a 3.4% increase. As well as this was higher than last month, where we were hovering around the 400,000 mark as the median sales price for a good few months. And now we finally started to see it go up. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that all homes are suddenly worth more. What it likely shows us is that newer homes, new construction homes, and higher price homes are what's closing right now. Now, the bigger factor to watch is the interest rates. If interest rates start to come down, that could bring in more buyers back into the market. And if inventory levels begin to tighten up, that is when we can start seeing prices start to jump. We're already seeing other Florida markets where active inventory is dropping. Could Jacksonville be next? So the key question ahead is, do lower rates pull more buyers back into the pool? We'll find out soon, and in just a moment, I'll show you where the current mortgage rates are at right now. Now, let's take a look at days on market, which shows us how long homes are actually sitting on the market. So as of August 2025, our median days on market is right at 45, meaning that it takes on average a month and a half for a home to go under contract after being listed. This number 6 months ago was only at 31. And then in August 2024, last year, this number was also back at 44 days on market. The noticeable jump on this chart is, the March, April, where the median days on market was only 31, 30. But then ever since then, throughout the year, our current average is around 45, 44 days on market. What does this show us exactly? Well, it shows us that properties are still selling, but buyers are taking more time. Instead of rushing into a contract, they're shopping around, touring multiple homes, and waiting to see if there are any price adjustments, which we have been seeing a lot of price cuts lately. This also means that homes that are overpriced and not move-in ready are sitting much longer, while the ones that are priced right are still getting attention and getting sold. Overall, it shows a market that slowed down from its spring pace, but still moving at a healthy clip for motivated buyers and sellers. And then we have closed sales. Now, these are homes that have completed the entire transaction process and actually ended up selling. This will show the actual buyer demand and activity in the market. Last August, we had 1,590 homes closed. In March of 2025, this number was right about the same. And then in August 2025, we had 1,480 homes closed, which is a 6.9% decrease compared to last year. And so what this tells us is that homes are sitting longer, and even though that there is more inventory, not every listing is turning into a sale. Part of that is seasonal. As we move into the fall, we typically see sales activity taper off. For sellers, it means that you can't rely on a quick sell. Homes that are moving are priced competitively and presented well. And then lastly, we have pending sales. Remember, closed sales shows us the deals that actually finished and completed the transaction process. Meanwhile, on the other hand, pending sales shows us all the homes that went under contract this month. Last year, our pending sales of August 2024, we were at 1,394. In March 2025, this number had increased where we were at 1,770 pending sales. And then now in August of 2025, we are back at the lowest we've been all year, and that is 1,100 pending sales. That is about a 21.1% decline compared to last year. So what does this mean? Well, this means that fewer buyers are writing offers right now, which tells us that September and October's closed sales will most likely come in lower too. On the ground, this lines up with what a lot of us are seeing, buyers being more cautious, taking their time, and waiting to see what happens with interest rates before making a move. Now, let's take a look at some other key factors. First up, we have months of inventory. So anywhere between 4 to 6 months of inventory, it's more considered a neutral / balanced market. So right now we are at 4.8 months of inventory. But I had recently just read an article, I believe it was through Redfin, that right now in the Jacksonville market, for every 2 sellers we only have 1 buyer. So that's something to consider. New listings were at 1,978. List price received were at 97.1% list price received. So buyers are currently getting around a 3% discount to the list price. And then average sold per square foot were at 214. All right, now let's take a look at mortgage rates. According to Freddie Mac, right now, our 30-year mortgage rate, we're sitting right at 6.35%. The big news is that the Federal Reserve is meeting on September 17th, and many analysts expect them to cut rates. Now, the Fed doesn't set mortgage rates directly, but when they cut it, it often puts downward pressure on the mortgage rates. So while today we're right under 6.5% range, there's a good chance buyers can see slightly lower rates heading into the fall. If that happens, it could spark a lot more activity in our Jacksonville market, especially for buyers who have been on the fence. So for any of you buyers, the key takeaway from this is you should weigh in your options between locking in versus waiting, because inventory and prices in Jacksonville are moving too. All right, so what this means for buyers. For any of you buyers out there, this means more choices, less competition. Inventory is higher, closed sales are down. So buyers have a lot more breathing room and leverage than they've had in a long time. So definitely take advantage of it while you can. On the other hand, well-priced homes still move fast. The median price is still holding strong, which means desirable homes, new construction are still in demand. And then lastly, rates set the pace. If mortgage rates dip and more buyers enter the pool, that will usually mean that inventory will start to tighten back up. And so right now, this makes it a good window to act before competition starts to pick back up. Now, what this means for sellers. So in this market for sellers, right now, we're seeing a lot more competition. Inventory levels are rising. And not only are you having to compete with resale homes, but you're also having to compete with new construction, where many builders are offering great incentives to attract buyers right now. And then we're also seeing homes take longer to sell. Days on the market has ticked up, so expect a slower pace in sales. However, though, motivated buyers still pay. Median price is still holding steady, which means high quality and competitively priced homes are still attracting serious buyers. And then on top of that, you have to ask yourself, why are you selling right now? And do you have to sell right now? With all these current news of the interest rates potentially dropping, this could bring in a lot more pool of buyers, which in return could help out some of these sellers. So you have to ask yourself, is it worth possibly waiting a bit and seeing how everything plays out? So that concludes this month's market update report. If you have any questions or are planning on buying, selling, investing, or relocating to the Northeast Florida region, feel free to reach out to me and I'd love to help however I can. There is definitely a lot of great opportunities out there. So let's find out exactly what it is you would like to do, and then we could chat about the next steps to get that done, whether that be buying or selling. Here's my contact information. Just shoot me a text or you can schedule a call. The link will be in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you on the next one.